All right, I think we're live now. So, thank you everyone who has joined us, whether you're in person here or online. I'm going to give a warning ahead of time that one of the biggest things that we need to talk about today is stuff concerning Staff Appreciation Week. So, if you're a staff member and you don't want to know about that stuff, I would advise tune out after we're done with our slides here and don't watch the recording. That's your fair warning, spoiler alert. All right. Let's see if I can get this going. There we go. And Joe just asked if the meeting started, so let me just respond back to him real quick. I think he said he was going to try to go on live.
Got 2 live.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
One might be me, I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out. All right. Fast forward through this stuff. Julie posted the minutes from the last meeting today on Facebook, so hopefully everyone had a chance to look at it. Honestly, I didn't get a chance to go into it in detail yet, but I saw them go up. So that's great. They're up there if you have questions about that. We also have the recording up there, so if you ever don't see the minutes for whatever reason and you're not sure, you can always go back and check the recording to find out exactly what happened with that, unless we have technical difficulties like we did a few months ago, but that only happened once. So check that out. We'll get it on the website as well. Treasurer's report. Erica's not with us today. She wasn't feeling so great. So we'll get this updated and we'll do a post on Facebook about our current treasurer report status on this once things are caught up. There was a few things that were flying in towards the end, and I think that prevented her from getting her complete report in and whatever. So that's no big deal. We'll get that caught up and go from there. All right, grant requests. We had one come in. This is not this one. We had one come in that we talked about separately. I don't remember what one it was, but we ordered something and had it sent directly to the school for something, and we did that. Does anybody remember what that was?
I'm trying to remember.
It was before spring break, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like spring break brain. I don't remember what it was, and I didn't look it up. I didn't even put it on here, but we already took care of it.
Yeah.
I talked to Mr. Oswald this week about the Tinker Club. We talked about this before, about giving them a grant request, and he's gone ahead and it was easier for him to just purchase the things as needed for it. So he's got receipts. I've given him the reimbursement form and copied him in with Erica, and he's going to submit those out there as well. So that's going to be coming through in our treasurer report as well. That's one of the things that's probably holding up that treasurer report. But otherwise, that's really it. There's no outstanding grant requests out there. Warrior Nights. So I think for the rest of the year, I think we're just going to be happy with our Warrior Night on campus this Friday, and then the one on May 13th on campus. I think planning any other ones this time, I think people are getting way too busy and go from there. However, we did talk about one for the summer and doing the back to school night at the pool. So we might want to do that. If there's any other ideas that we want to do for one, I would like to really kind of get those squared away so that before the kids are out of school in May, we can give them a sheet of paper that has the information before we send them out, to summer. I mean, we can still do social media, we can still do emails and whatever, but it's not gonna hurt to have that extra little bit on there. So, if anyone has any other ideas, if we wanted to try to do an Action Territory Day or something like that, outdoors or whatever, I know that's kind of a popular one, but that's also was nice in September as well. So, whatever we wanna do. But I think the pool idea would be a good one. That was pretty well received on short notice, just on social media. It really was the best way we could get out at that point in time because we didn't have as many email addresses then. So, any thoughts or concerns? Everybody agree? I saw nods when I was kind of saying that.
Yeah, I think totally agree on that.
Okay.
The on-campus have been so successful.
Yep.
And the May 13th one, we'll get to that in a minute here. So let's just talk about the one in March. We had about 300 people attend. So that was the number. I don't remember the exact number from that, but we were up at least 100 or almost double of what we had in February. So that was pretty awesome. Erica was working on the final numbers for that. Like she's had the total amount. She sent that to us earlier today, but she said she had to subtract some of the expenses and things like that. So I think that was part of her final bookkeeping on that one. But we didn't lose money, so that's good. And she talked about the booster passes that we did for the student of the month, and 36 people redeemed those. So there's still a healthy chunk of those out there, and people can use those for the other ones that we have, the April one and the May one if they want as well. So that being said, we've got one this Friday. We've got $5 in advance is the cost if you order online, and $7 at the door, just like we did last time. We're gonna do things a little different for getting people in. Joe said that we should have them in through different doors than we did before. They're still gonna drop off in the same location, but we're gonna usher them in through doors that are further down, and that way they can be inside for the line longer instead of being stuck outside, especially since I think the weather might be kind of cruddy on Friday. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the school give us rosters for the different grades, and then we're just gonna highlight them off on there instead of making them fill out the name and whatever. I have an idea for this to speed this up in the future. And the way that we could do it is, I had this idea, I think, earlier in the year, and I talked about having a booster pass. And the booster pass could get you into certain events for free. You pay one fee or whatever. But what if we made the booster pass a way that families could register, give us their information, their student's name, grade, whatever, ahead of time, and then we gave them a card, think of like a library card, whatever, with a QR code. And then at the door, we're just scanning the QR codes.
Right.
So there's some technology in there. You can get like one of those little handheld portable QR codes for, I think, for like 30 or 40 bucks. And then what it does is when you scan it, you can hook it up so that it goes directly to a Google spreadsheet. So it goes from the gun to a Google spreadsheet. And then we would have our list for that event.
Yeah.
And that could really speed things up for it. And so if we said in the beginning of the school year, sign up for this, sign up to get your booster pass, whatever, and this will help get you into events faster and whatever, it might work. I just need to test it. I haven't had time to test it. I kind of did a little preliminary stuff, and I ran into a few little hiccups because I don't have the actual scanner. But right now it works like through a phone app. The thing that I need to do is figure out how I make out the QR codes the right way. And there's some ways to do it, but I just need to test it. So my goal is for next year to have a system like that in place, and for the last two events, we'll just do the roster portion of it.
That roster is a great idea.
So, and we had them last time, but it just wasn't the way that we had it set up before we went into that night, so we just stuck with our plan, and that didn't work very well. So we'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out. And there, we have right now roughly, let's see, we got like $90 in prepaid. So what is that, at $5 a head? That's roughly, what, 20 kids? A little under 20 kids right now, prepaid for it. And then on the pre-sign-up sheet, there were 2 kids signed up on there. So again, it's gonna be a crush at the door.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna,
Right.
we know
It
by
always
doing
is.
enough of these events,
Yeah.
people just wanna walk up.
Right.
So we'll be ready for it and handle it that way. So that's that. If you would like to sign up, get the $5 in advance, please do ahead of time. This will be open until 3 o'clock on Friday. So please go onto the website, onto the Facebook group, whatever, sign up your kids, do it in advance. It'll help speed things through a heck of a lot faster. The other portion with this is if we're still in need of volunteers. So if you would like to volunteer, if you have high school students who need service hours or just don't have anything better to do, you don't want them to get in trouble on a Friday night, send them to us and we'll put them to work and help us staff the event. So we are looking for volunteers for the event. So anybody that can volunteer, please do that. We posted the links in Facebook and in the emails that we've sent out. So please share those, we'd appreciate that. Then our next one and last one of the year will be on Friday, May 13th. Same thing. I think for the most part, I don't think we're gonna change it too much, maybe some tweaks and lessons learned type stuff. But one thing that we talked about for this one is we wanna invite the 5th graders to this, so the incoming 5th graders. So once we get past this this one on Friday night, I will put together something that we can send out to the school, to Oakland, Hillcrest, and Petty, and ask them to share that with their students about that coming in. So any questions or thoughts or any other ideas for getting the fifth graders out there? We can also put it on some of the other Facebook groups that go for the other schools and whatnot. But any thoughts on that? Are they just considered standard like we would any, $5 at the door, just like, or in advance, or $7 at the door, just like we would any other time, right? They're just invited to join us for this one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we get a really good response, I think maybe we should look at getting rosters
From those
the
schools?
Yeah.
We can see if that's a possibility.
Just to see if that's an option.
Yeah, for the fifth graders.
Mhm.
So,
So we can keep track.
yeah. All right.
I did have a thought, because it's hard to tell who's a volunteer and then who is actually paid, is to have different color wristbands, so that you can tell which kids are working and which kids.
Put a wristband on them.
Yeah.
Too. We have wristbands. We have some of the green wristbands, so we can just have the volunteers wear a wristband.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do
Just
that.
so
I
that you
think
can
so,
tell.
because they don't get a sticker.
Right,
The
I mean,
parents get a sticker.
we do have some like lanyards
or lanyards.
that we could
just
do.
something
I'd
to-
have to make something up that says volunteer, but then are the kids gonna wanna wear it
Right.
and take it on and off and whatever? I think the wristbands probably works. Let's
Yeah.
try that and see.
Yeah.
I know we did print out the roster so we knew which kids were to let them in,
Right,
but,
right, just so that you know, so that you can say,
yeah, that's
hey,
good.
can you help me?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Such and
identify
such.
the
Right,
volunteers.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Catherine says maybe we can send the info out to fifth grade teachers at each of the schools so they can send it out and distribute to parents.
Totally,
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
we can work with the buildings to see on how to do that. We'll send them an email and say, what's the best way to do this? And depending on what the response is for that, we can maybe figure out who the fifth grade teachers are, so,
Right.
at the different schools.
Yep.
I don't have any kids at the elementary schools anymore, so I'm not sure exactly who's what. I could guess for Petty. I don't know about Oakland and Hillcrest anymore, so, but I'm sure we can figure that out.
Yeah, yeah. I know what the grant request was.
Okay.
It was Camp Timberley.
There you go.
Well, we did
Camp
that.
Timberley, yes, we did a grant request to help with some costs for Camp Timberley. That's what it was. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I knew it was time sensitive and I knew we
Yeah.
just needed to get it done and we did it.
Yep.
and it was
Um,
intangible, so it was
yeah.
like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Aaron Ward said maybe think about assigning some AUGS students to welcome fifth graders at the door.
That's a good
It's
idea.
a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Maybe we can have a fifth grade only entrance,
Yeah.
so.
And then, Joe said, thank you boosters for the water donations. Water fountains are open again.
Oh, great.
Wonderful.
I was wondering about that when I took the slide out from the last time asking about the
Yeah.
water donation. I'm like, I wonder how we're doing. No one said anything that
Yeah.
water, they haven't hit water, but that's good to
How
know that.
exciting.
Yeah, that's great. That's great news. All right. Warrior Night, May 13th. So for both Warrior Nights, we do have the photo booth lady signed up for that for both of them, so we'll have her back again for it. So that was a pretty big hit, it seems
Oh,
like,
huge
so, yeah.
Huge hit. Lot of fun.
So, speaking of the photo booth, one thing that we did change though a little bit with the photo booth is if you prepay, you get a ticket for the photo booth. If you pay at the door, you don't get a ticket, you have to pay additional for the photo booth. That was kind of our incentive to try to get people to sign up in advance.
Yes.
Also, if you had a ticket for the photo booth from last time but didn't get a chance to use it because sometimes the lines were long or whatever, bring it, save it. You can use it this time. So that's completely okay. So we'll have that coming on again. We got a new strip with our date for this month, and actually I changed the colors up a little bit so it's not the same color every time. And we've got one ready for May too, so if she has them both, we're all set. And that's the way to go. So definitely it was a cool experience. I should have updated the slide with a picture from the actual photo booth, but those strips were really cool. So,
Definitely.
staff appreciation in March, we did a little something for the staff. So thank you to Melissa and Julie for pulling this together. You guys were awesome with pulling it together. The staff loved it. When I came in to like clean it up and I was doing some other stuff in the days following the event, people were like, oh, this is amazing. This was so awesome. And you know, part of what they did is there was some, some candy and there's some gold coins and whatever. There was also a scratch-off lottery ticket in there. And I know at least once, one teacher won like some hefty money. What was it?
It was a big winner.
Was it like a $500 one or was it 100? I don't remember.
I can't remember. I know it was a big winner.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy when
So
somebody said they won
excited.
$4 and then somebody said, oh, I won like, $100 or $500. And I'm like,
Wow.
wow, that's really awesome,
It always works
So,
out when you buy
so yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
The same type.
That's
That-
awesome.
That's awesome. So, cool, that was a fun way to do, and we'll, we probably won't do anything this month for staff appreciation, because we're gonna focus our efforts on that week in, April, that first week in May, first week in May. So, all right, now is the point, actually, I'm gonna fast forward a few seconds, so, before we go to staff appreciation, that way we can go on there. So, 8th grade end of year activities, we had our fundraiser going on out there, we're still getting some money on this. So far, total with the $500 we've contributed to matching, we're sitting at about $1210. That estimate's a little rough right now because one of the latest donations was $100 and it was cash or check. I haven't seen that come through just yet, but as soon as we get that, we'll be right up there for it. And right now, I'm just holding that money until we say, all right, who do we make the check out to? Do we transfer it to this? Or do they want us to say, all right, well, you pay for this portion of it or whatever. We'll divvy it up however we need to. But I've been letting them know, the 8th grade teams that are planning the graduation, the picnic, and the dance. We have this money out there, and Mr. Caney as well, in case some of this money is needed for other things that we talked about as well. So that's out there. And then the last thing before we go into staff appreciation mode is, it's kind of sad to say this, but our next meeting in May is our last meeting of the year, technically. That being said, we need to open up nominations for our executive board next year. The way that the executive board works is board members are only allowed to hold a position for 2 years, unless there's some kind of extenuating circumstance. At least I'm pretty sure that's what the bylaws were updated to because of COVID and all that kind of stuff and whatever. I'll be honest, I don't know if the AUGS group did that. I know we did that at Petty when I was there, but we were able to get the new board turned around and everything, so it wasn't ever an issue. So what I've done is I've created a Google form. You can go up there. You don't have to give your email address or anything like that. Just go ahead and give us some nominations for who you think would be a good president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. They're the only offices or like chairs that we absolutely have to have according to our bylaws, but there's nothing that prevents us from having somebody else sit on the executive board or having 2 vice presidents or things like that. We can do things like that. That's totally fine if there's a lot of interest for that. But what we need to do is collect nominations. On the form, I have a spot for their name and then for their email address. If you don't know their email address, don't put it in. We'll find them. Don't worry about it. But what'll happen is once we get all the nominations in, we'll contact the people, say, hey, you were nominated. Is this something you're interested in? And if you're not interested in it because somebody else nominated you and you're like, don't want to do it, we won't put you on the ballot. It's all right. But what we'll do is then after April 30th, we will create the ballot, and then we're going to do online elections for 4 days from May 1st through the 4th for a meeting on May 4th. And then at our meeting, we'll announce the new executive board based off of those tallies. We'll just go in live and check the numbers and do it that way. Completely transparent. So that's the way it is. If you know anyone out there that you would like to do it, I think everybody here is eligible except for Julie, because Julie won't be there next year. So the one caveat is you have to have a student at AUGS during the 22-23 year. That's the caveat. So if you're have a new student coming in next year, completely eligible. So this is out there now. I kind of posted on our Facebook group last night. I will post on some of the other public groups for trying to get 5th grade parents that might be interested in this that are coming to AUGS next year. So we'll have that out there as well. Then the goal is, once we have the new board in June, maybe later June, July, we'll start getting things ready for the next year and kind of go through the budgeting process and things like that. I thought that process worked really well for us this year.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of flew by the seat of our pants on some of this stuff, but it was the year, that's the way it was. But I think we developed some processes and stuff that might be good, but it all depends on who's in charge next year and going from that. So that being said, that next meeting is May 4th here in the library at 7 p.m. So that being said, we're gonna switch over to staff appreciation. So if you don't want to know, if you wanna put your earmuffs on or whatever, please log off now. Spoiler alert, we're gonna go through and talk about this kind of stuff. So go ahead and log off, and thank you for joining us. But otherwise, if you want to hear about this and you wanna offer opinions and things like that, please do, because this is going to be a working portion of this now. All right, so I'm rewinding. All right, May staff appreciation. So,
I just have to say, I'm not going to the wedding, so I will be here.
oh, okay. Woohoo.
Yeah, that's a good.
We'll get everything less out of you that we can before you're done, Julie.
Exactly, yeah. So I was kind of relieved about that part, so.
All right, so I know you guys in the room have heard this, but I was here for a meeting and got pulled into another meeting with the celebration committee that already had plans for a staff appreciation week in the works. And as I was here for another meeting, I got called into the office for that, and I was talking with Mrs. Mallon, who runs student council. And student council, she said that they do stuff for staff appreciation week too.
Oh, wow.
And so does, I believe, NJHS.
Oh.
So I said, that's great. I would love it if everybody could work together and coordinate, and so that everybody's not doing the same thing or
Absolutely.
different things and it's disjointed. So, we had talked about maybe trying to do a superhero theme for it. Well, they already had a theme picked out, the appreciation committee, and it was based off of pirates. Totally fine with that. I'm completely fine with that one way or another. But when we talked about this, they've got a different phrase for every day of the week already lined up. And I have it here. But when we were talking about it, they have different things going on. So they're doing something on Tuesday specifically. And there's also a planned thing that Joe does every year on Friday, and he does like a cookout for them. So that left us in. I know when we talked about this originally, we talked about, well, maybe we should do a breakfast one day, maybe we should do lunch another day, and then maybe a snack or something, like a snack table or something like that another day. So I committed on our behalf, so don't shoot me on this, Monday morning breakfast, lunch on Wednesday, which is actually an in-service day. There's no students there.
Oh, really?
No students there that day, but staff is still here.
Okay.
So, and then Thursday, a snack. I didn't want to be done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we were done for the week. So I'm like, well, let's spread it out a little bit. So that was my thought. So the idea is now, what do we want to do from there, and how do we want to theme it up? So the theme on Monday that they have established is "You are worth more than silver and gold." Okay, and they're giving away a little something to everybody on different days.
Okay.
So that day they're going to give away some Hershey Nuggets to the staff in their thing. So I think kind of like what we did for just a nice continental breakfast would be fine. The other option that I can think of that we could do is if we wanted to order like breakfast pizzas or something like that from Antioch Pizza.
We did that and it was a huge hit.
Huge hit. Yeah,
Right.
they can cut them so that we get 16 pieces out, and they're thinner.
Do one of you guys have a connection there?
Yeah, I can contact
I'm
them.
gonna contact them,
Well,
find
that's-
out what the cost would be and.
Sure.
Okay.
I
Um,
won't put this down.
And then we could still maybe do like a big fruit salad or whatever to go
Yeah.
along with it, and juices, coffee, and I think that could work out. Otherwise, we can just go out to Costco, Sam's Club, and get muffins and things like that. And that was a hit last year too, because I remember I signed up to help volunteer, like working the breakfast, and people loved it. I mean, there were bagels and donuts and coffee cake and muffins and fruit salad, I think there was, and,
I wonder if we could ask, well, Love and Oven's closed on Mondays.
mm,
I was
well,
thinking
but if we got the,
They're ooey gooey coffee cakes.
yeah, could we get it the night before?
I was wondering if maybe we could.
It's possible.
I could stop in and ask.
Maybe they would even donate the stuff that they had left over at the end of the
Right,
day on
exactly.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I will definitely stop and ask.
You know, we could add that to that as well.
Right.
So I think we can definitely do something nice with that. Now, I don't know if we wanna try to give it our own theme for it, or if we just say that's,
Well, we could definitely like get silver and gold to like decorate the table.
maybe silver and
Yeah.
gold plates.
Right, silver and gold plates.
Silver and
We
gold
could do
plates,
silver
yeah.
and
Yeah.
gold,
Tablecloth.
tablecloths.
Well, here was the other thing. She has written on here, the one thing that they didn't build into the budget that they had, got like a whole little spreadsheet here, is 100-foot black and white tablecloth. So it's like the stripe, the long stripes and whatever, but it's a big
Oh.
roll, and they can
Yeah.
use that for tablecloths throughout the week. And she said the cost of that was like $20.49. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we can probably buy
Yeah.
that for
Yeah,
you, but
exactly.
I don't think anybody's gonna object to that. So I'll
Right.
just reach it back out to them and say, we'll get you the tablecloths if you
Yeah.
haven't already done it, and go from
So we
there.
could use
But it
that
sounds like
and
they're
just-
gonna have some decorations and stuff
Okay.
already,
So
so.
then we could do just silver and gold plates.
Yeah,
Okay, silver and
or
gold
maybe
plates.
we do silver or gold plates and then maybe silver or gold utensils. You know what I mean, to go with it or whatever.
Well, silver gold plates, we could also do like, get a treasure chest and maybe have the muffins in, like, and then
Well-
use the treasure chest all week.
I thought about that,
Yeah.
and we could do that with the treasure chest, like if we were gonna do a snack table.
Yep.
I didn't know what we would do for a snack table, but, maybe
We
it's
have, like,
just,
Booties.
huh?
You know, the booty call. and
Yeah,
all
pirate booty
Pirate
and,
booty,
Yeah.
yeah.
and,
Yeah.
candy and whatever, and just have fun stuff in there. I mean,
Right.
that's what I was thinking for a snack, just a nice afternoon pick-me-up or
Yep.
whatever,
Yep.
or midday
Yeah.
pick-me-up or
Yeah.
whatever.
We
There's
can
so
have a
much.
pirate
So.
punch.
Pirate punch,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever it
That'd
is.
be so
But we
fun.
just play with, and so that's Thursday, and their theme for that day with the snacks is many planks for all you do.
Thursday,
Yeah, and that day though,
many.
they're giving away Kit Kats, because think about it, they look like planks.
Aw.
So, I think that's
That's
great, they
cute.
got great ideas, for this stuff. The other thing that we could do for the snack table is, we could almost treat it kinda like bake sale-ish, and ask for parents to donate desserts.
Well, parents would love that. 'Cause
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
love Staff Appreciation Week,
Yeah.
so they would love that, and if we said it was pirate themed, they would probably go nuts.
I mean, think about it, you get like, I don't know, whatever, somebody make pirate cookies or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
That is a good idea.
so I think with that, whatever, but I think that having that treasure chest, and they have like inflatable treasure chests that are like coolers for parties and
Yep.
stuff like that, we
Yeah,
could
like
totally
the
get one of
buffet
those.
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
I think that's great.
Okay,
We have to get a pirate flag, right?
okay,
I really think we have to get a pirate flag and those little wristbands for the kids.
okay,
Yes, I love that idea.
all right.
Some wristbands.
Write it down and
Okay.
send me the
Okay.
email and we'll take a look and see
Okay.
what the cost would be.
All right.
So, then on Wednesday, the theme is every ship needs supplies, and this is the day that we were gonna do the lunch.
Mhm.
Wednesday.
And the thing that the celebration committee is giving out is pirate booty that day.
Oh, okay. Every ship needs supplies.
But,
It's gonna be May 4th too. May the 4th
Yeah.
be with you
Yeah.
type of thing.
Exactly.
but what's a good lunch? When I was thinking the superhero, I was thinking like soup. Have
Right.
soup and salad for lunch or whatever, and I guess we could still do that, but I don't know, is there a better thing that fits in with
What do
Pirates?
pirates eat?
rum?
Rum.
It's an in-service day, it'll be fine. No, I'm kidding. Lime?
Yeah. Well, and it is, Cinco de Mayo's the next day.
Mhm.
They
I mean,
loved the Mexican.
They did,
thing.
we could do the Mexican again, but do we wanna do the same thing over again? I mean, we could. It was popular.
The punch, we could do punch thing, we could call it pirate punch without the alcohol.
Yeah.
That would be kinda cool.
Virgin margaritas.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be dangerous.
Every ship needs supplies.
Now, listen, we don't have to go 100% into that theme day, but I think we should still
I
keep
think
it
that we
pirate
should
at least.
I think that we should kinda go with that.
Yeah.
Trying to think, or do we
Catherine
do
said
like?
seafood, laughing.
Get one of those sushi boats.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about rolling sushi.
Neither do
Yeah. I don't know. Anybody else out there have any ideas for the lunch? It's so hard because you want to have something that kind of everybody can enjoy or whatever. Could you do? That's a stretch. I was gonna say, could you do like one of the giant sub sandwiches and cut the
That's
slices?
exactly what I was thinking.
Well,
They're hard to find though.
absolutely.
They're
Yeah.
hard to find the long ones. They only come in like 3 fit.
Yeah.
I've been looking at sandwich prices, and Buterra is actually pretty affordable. They have like a sandwich platter, mini sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing that. It's like $35 for, and it beats. I'm trying to think. Catherine said, "What about that parent who said she owns a Chipotle? Maybe we could reach out to her to see if they can cater it."
Good. There, yeah. Somebody at the 8th grade parent meeting said that
Oh.
her husband manages or runs Chipotle,
Where's the
so we could
nearest
see
one?
there. I don't know
Would
where.
that
I
be
don't know which one
around
it's at. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is an option.
Okay. Or else I thought like a sandwich bar, like.
Could do that. Jewel has party trays that we
Yeah,
can do
they do.
sandwich trays and
They
things
have
like.
sandwich.
Jimmy John's, they have their,
Mm-hmm.
the sandwich boxes or whatever. You could do those. Those will add up.
Those are
They
really
do add
expensive.
up.
That it adds up.
100 was like $600 for the catering boxes for Lakes Theater.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I
Really
would love to figure out a way to do it more cost effectively,
Right.
and then, because here's the other part, is do we want to try to do some kind of activity if we have the treasure chest? And I know, Julie, this is talking your language. Do we want to try to do
A
like
theme.
a scavenger hunt or
Right.
some kind of
Oh,
a
yes.
buried
Oh,
treasure
now
hunt
you're
or something?
Now you're talking. That would be so much fun.
Where maybe we have some gift card rewards or things like that for the staff.
I love it. That would be so much fun.
So,
I would love that. Oh, we could have the dessert somewhere else. That would be so much fun.
so.
That would be cool.
So the nice part about the Wednesday in service, without students here, it'll be easier for us to set up
Yes,
and
yes.
not have to worry about just being confined to the lounge there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we can use the cafeteria and whatnot, from what I remember asking about, but we'll confirm that part with Joe. I mean, easily, if we can't come up with anything better, yes, we can do the Mexican. And I think it'll be popular. People will enjoy it and it'll be good. It's just a question of, do we want to try to do something different? Because we already did that this year.
I wasn't able to be there at the time. Was that like a ton of work serving? Would it be easier to do grab and go type?
It wasn't terrible.
The problem that we
'Cause
had,
then we can focus on.
because we did the where you could order it in advance.
Oh,
The
right.
problem that we had with that is, by the time we got everything set up, we didn't have a time to assemble everything and make them in advance for people to
Right.
go on to their thing.
Mhm.
But maybe doing that assembly wasn't so bad, because I don't know, on the in-service day, I don't know that they have regimented, I have to be done at this time because there's this meeting or whatever. I don't know if that's the case.
Right.
So,
Catherine said reach out to Jersey Mike's too. They're trying to get established and get a good reputation in the area.
We
without
could.
being new.
totally could.
Yeah,
Those are all great options, so I think we should look at that.
yeah.
I mean, the other place that does sandwiches in town, at least I think they still do it, is I think Ellie's Deli does it as part of Mexican Paradise. every time I go in there, Mexican Paradise, they still have the menus for Ellie's Deli in there, so I don't know, maybe they
Okay.
would still do something, I don't know. That's an option.
So I Googled, pirate food and Caribbean food comes up, or, jerk chicken,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't know of a Caribbean restaurant.
Oh, Caravana used to be
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even just like, if we did like the chicken tacos. I keep going back to the Mexican
I
because
know.
it's so easy to
I know.
feed.
I think it's the
So many more
closest
people.
to, the thing.
Well, and it's
Or-
nice because you have options, because people that have gluten
'Cause we did
sensitivities
have
can
gluten.
have the corn tortillas instead of
Right.
the flour tortillas
Mhm.
and whatever, so,
Or
yeah,
just
I
veggie.
mean, it
And the
offers a
rice.
lot of options, and people that don't want meat can have
Right.
the peppers and the rice and the other stuff that go within cheese or whatever. Even though I think that's what we did last time. I don't think we did like a meat or plant-based meat or anything like that.
No.
But,
No, 'cause you made the ground beef,
yeah, we did the ground
you
beef.
got the chicken,
And the fajita
and the
veggies,
fajita
Mhm.
veggies,
and the rice and beans.
and the rice and the beans.
I know they'd be more than willing to help again
Mm-hmm.
if we wanted to reach out to.
And, you know, there were things that were up, there were a lot of leftovers from donations, so I think lesson
way too
learned, we
many
could
chips.
right-size it a little bit better,
Yeah.
for some of the things, like, you know, part of the thing that we had before was, okay, we're gonna ask for this many sour creams. Well, sometimes we got big tubs and other times we got little ones and whatever, so I think if we maybe gave a little more guidance, we could right-size it a little bit
Right,
more.
exactly.
But
And we could ask for donations for
I'm
that,
getting
we can,
hungry
just like we
now.
did with staff appreciation.
absolutely.
Catherine said
Better.
do chicken tacos and like a mango salsa or something, and that
Mhm.
sounds really good.
It does sound
Good.
really good.
Mango salsa.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
All right.
like that idea.
I guess
If we
I'm
just-
making
that
mango
way we
salsa.
didn't do-
She knows I make that, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I bet that's why she suggested it.
It sounds so good.
That
So-
does sound good. So maybe we do that, we do a sign-up genius, and,
All right, I say
whatever
let's
we
just
don't
do that.
get, then we
Yeah.
buy it.
Let's just do
I
that.
like that idea.
Okay. And then that goes with the,
Sorry, Ray, is what Catherine.
No, that's fine, yeah, no, that's all right.
and that goes.
I knew I was gonna be involved somehow anyway, so,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
It
fine.
goes with the ship,
yes.
thing. I do have a really cool old pirate ship I could bring in, it's just a little one,
Yeah.
that I can use for
Decorate the
decoration.
table.
So that'll be cool, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So,
So,
taco meal it is.
yes, so,
Who's
so you-
gonna do the sign-up genius? Are you gonna do all that, Melissa?
Sure.
Okay.
you got it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can,
Melissa,
after Friday, you know, I can,
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. If we can get it out next week, that would be great.
sure.
Okay. I will go to Love and Oven.
You might even be able to see the one that we did, cause I did it
And
on
just
our
duplicate it.
account,
Okay,
and just at least look at it for reference, what the things we asked for,
okay.
so,
Okay.
that might be helpful, I don't know.
And then, for the jerk chicken tacos,
Should we just do that through Casa Rusa and ask for donations, monetary donations through the sign-up genius? Can we do
Yeah.
that through the sign-up?
Let's
Genius?
put it up on the sign up genius first, and then if we can't find anything, then we will reach out to somebody
Okay.
first. I have some ideas on that,
okay.
Okay.
so let's see where we
Okay.
sit.
And then, we'll do the same for having people donate for Thursday.
Yeah, I like the idea
the
of
snacks?
things, and we should probably have some kind of a dessert with
For,
Mhm.
with the
Wednesday.
lunch as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
So we would need almost kind of like two separate signups or signups for different days, for that. Now, the snack that they're doing an ice cream bar
Okay.
for them, and that's on Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write that down.
Other
Ooh,
things,
Key lime pie, Catherine just said, that's a great idea.
that is great.
And you know what, Casa Ruiz partners with, Rustic Cheesecake. So Rustic Cheesecake, she does a key lime pie cheesecake.
There you go.
that might be,
See if we can get that from them.
yeah,
That might be a better way to use them than even other stuff or whatever, you know.
right.
Okay, the other things that they have going on, things that they're giving away, there's gonna be some eye patches and tattoos that they're
Cool.
going to give away. That's already planned for, so we don't wanna do that. They're gonna give away some pens as well. Anything else that we would like to do, we totally can do that, it's just we need to, you know, let them know, just to be in coordination.
Right.
Now, what student council was going to do something, kind of when we talked about doing something with the students to get them involved, talk about why, you know, things that they appreciate about their teachers and whatever, they're kind of gonna handle something with that already, so I think we don't need to leverage that portion of it.
Okay.
So I think if we can handle these three things, get the tablecloths for them, and then if we wanna do something, like I said, with the scavenger hunt or buried treasure type thing, you know,
And that's gonna be on Wednesday. Okay,
Yeah.
the lunch
Because
is on
it's a little
Wednesday,
bit
yeah.
more
with the scavenger hunt.
Well, we could do the scavenger hunt anytime. We could make it a whole week-long thing, and maybe it's like a passport thing where everybody gets a map, and then they've gotta get stamps
Mhm.
from
That'd
different
be
things.
cool.
Every day that they go and get their lunch or their treat or whatever,
We
they
could
get a
just do 'em
stamp or
on,
whatever.
Monday with breakfast.
Uh-huh.
That's a good idea.
I like that.
And we can still figure out something to do with the treasure chest and whatever, and maybe the treasure chest shows up with goodies on Friday or something that we give them or something.
Yeah.
So I'll go back down the theme days. Please, I hope no staff is listening as I'm giving away the dirty secrets here. You're worth more than silver and gold on Monday. Tuesday is always be yourself. Unless you can be a pirate, then be a pirate. Wednesday is every ship needs supplies. Thursday, many planks for all you do. And then Friday, after a year at sea, it's time for a fresh start.
Nice.
So, and then their
That's really a
their
lot of
treat
fun.
day, they said, ahoy matey, sail away with a sweet treat. So, that's their ice cream boats or whatever.
What was Tuesday again?
Tuesday, always be yourself unless you can be a pirate, then be a pirate. And they're giving away the eye patches and the tattoos. And I think that's when they're doing their ice cream
Yeah.
treat.
That's it.
So, that's staff.
Excellent.
The other one that we need to think about is Principal's Day.
Yep, for Joe.
Is normally the Sunday of that week.
Right.
How cruddy is that for the principals? We're gonna celebrate you on Sunday when no one's there. So my thought was, let's do something for our principals on April 29th, which is the Friday before Staff Appreciation Week. I mean, obviously, we're appreciating them as part of the staff, but do something little, something extra special. I don't know what that is at this point in time. I know in the past, Mr. Caney, if you're on, I would log off at this point in time. In the past, they've done, the principals have gone for a golf outing in the summer, like, you know, and done things like that, and I thought, well, maybe we can pay for a round of golf for them and maybe lunch, you know, or dinner that night or whatever it is. That was one idea I had last year when I saw that they had gone and done that. I don't know if they're still doing that this year or not. I know that, you know, Mr. Kuhn has left, and so I don't know who the big driver on that one was and if they would continue it on or not. But maybe they would. I don't know. So I don't know if maybe that's something that's better than just having a special lunch that day, or maybe we have lunch delivered for them that day, or I don't know. Do you guys have thoughts? I mean, it's kind of like Wild Wild West. We could do whatever, you know.
Mhm.
Right. I do like the golf thing because I did see that on Facebook and they seem to really enjoy it.
Mhm.
And that's like a let's blow off some steam and have a great time
Mhm.
type of deal. I do like the thought of sending a lunch on
Mhm.
Friday. And I don't see why we can't do both.
Probably we should,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
For this
Definitely.
level of support that we get,
yeah,
I think
Yeah.
we need to do something
absolutely.
special for
Mhm.
that, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, now, last year when they did the golf, they did it at Spring Valley.
Yep.
Now, I think, I don't know if Jody still does or not, but I know she would do some work there and whatever, her son worked there at the time. And Meredith Wagner, over the secretary over at Petty, and she does the summer secretary here at AUGS. Her family owns that, so they've donated passes and things like that in the past. So my thought was, well, if we're gonna go out and buy that, because I don't know what kind of deal they were getting already.
Right.
Do we look at someplace maybe a little nicer? Like, do we look at someplace in Lake Geneva or something like that, and see if we can see what the costs are for a foursome?
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Catherine said Topgolf, maybe something off-site later.
that
that's
would be
actually a
fun.
really good idea too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
there's that golf
just drive
place
time.
right up by,
right across from Walmart.
yeah,
Yeah, drive time.
yeah.
That's indoor and simulator and whatever, but
Mhm.
That
Um,
might be cool.
Mhm.
We
that's
do
an option as
something
well.
like that, and then-
Yeah,
Good. I mean, I'm actually a member there. I could talk to the guy and see if he would even donate some time there.
Mhm.
So,
yeah, I
Um,
like that. I would stick with Spring Valley, just because,
I,
you know what I mean?
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like one of those things like, well, if they're already getting a really good deal, us
Right.
saying, well, we're going to cover it,
I
what
would-
does that do? You know what I mean?
I would just,
That's, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
yeah, 'cause
Um,
you might cause some.
Yep, totally. I know what you're saying.
Yep.
Um,
Mhm.
so, yeah, and
I
then
think
maybe we cover dinner somewhere else, you
Yeah.
know, afterwards.
Yeah.
Maybe we can even get them a dinner at Rivalry afterwards.
Yeah.
That's for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be very nice.
You know, just get some gift certificates that they can take over there and they can
Mhm.
do that.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that idea.
All right, so idea for lunch for them. I don't know if there's any dietary restrictions or anything like that with
I wonder
any
if
of
we
the
should
staff.
call
I could maybe see if
the lady.
Peggy would know.
Yeah,
All right,
Yeah.
I'll reach out and
Catherine
find out.
said
Okay.
do something specific and individual for each of them, find out what they like and get them a gift card there.
Okay,
We'd have to talk to the office staff and
yeah,
pick some brains.
yeah, I would ask Peggy.
okay.
And if you get overwhelmed, that can help.
No, yeah, well, no, we'll figure it out. Let me start some wheels turning on this and then we'll see where we get
Okay.
on it. And maybe I'll just even copy you guys all on the email thread.
Yeah.
That I start for. The other thing that we could always do is probably reach out to spouses for
Yeah.
each of them
Mhm.
if they have any ideas.
Right,
You know, hey,
Right.
we're trying to do something really special. Can you think of something?
yeah, that's a good idea.
Help us out as well. Because I'm thinking in all cases, the only one that I don't know that I could figure out is the interim assistant principal
Right,
that's here right now. So that would be the tricky one.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
Yep.
We'll figure it out.
Are we
And-
going to, letter the lawn for staff appreciation?
I think we should.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Okay,
That's a good
so
idea.
Erica has the contact for that one.
Okay.
to ask
Yeah.
her.
So we'll follow
So
up
should
with
we do
Erica
that
and ask her.
Friday because of Principal Day?
Depends on what the cost would be to have, because if you do it on Friday, then it sticks around through
Weekend.
Cause it'll be a
the whole
week.
weekend. It'll be a full week, 7
Yeah.
days at that point.
Okay.
I think
We'll see what the price is.
honestly, I think the priority for, I hate to say it this way, but I think the priority should be the Monday through Friday
Right.
for the
Right.
staff appreciation.
Mhm.
And if we need to do something for principals,
Mhm.
get a banner
Right,
out front like we do for Warrior Night.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good
Put that
idea.
out there.
That's a good idea.
I like that.
Okay,
I mean, and honestly, if Letter the Lawn comes back really expensive, we could consider doing a reasonable banner that we could have every year for staff appreciation out there.
Well, and now there's a whole bunch of other companies that are popping up,
Mhm.
so.
I think we had a good deal. I think last time the cost was not that much. I was very happy with it. So I'm not saying that that would be the case, but if we get into these situations where we want to do more of these kinds of things and it's a reoccurring annual thing,
Right.
we can do the investment and just get something out there. It may not be exactly the same, but it has some impact for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, so
So,
I'll send her a message on that, and then, are we done with the staff?
I think so.
I think so.
That's all I have, unless anybody else has anything else.
The only thing that I was gonna say was, are we gonna put anything out for the graduates for like their last week?
We could do a banner, congratulations graduates, AUGS graduates.
Well, I was just thinking like, I don't know, if like a banner would be great, but like a photo op thing or something.
Okay, so,
You're starting to see like parents, cause I come and pick up Kyle and stuff, and you're
Mhm.
starting to see some parents starting to take pictures and stuff. And I thought, oh, I wonder if we should like have a little photo thing or something, I don't know.
Have Walter out there.
Yeah, I don't know, like,
that's
Yeah.
an interesting one.
cause it is their last,
Elementary.
hurrah.
Mhm.
So, like I saw mom taking a picture by the sign and stuff, and I was like, oh,
Hmm.
made me think.
Well, so having being involved with the 8th grade stuff, because my wife is running the 8th grade dance stuff, and then sitting in on that meeting yesterday about like the graduation dates and whatever, and they're coming soon, people that are wondering. We are looking at having the photo booth at the 8th grade dance
Mhm.
again, so they have their commemorative strip and whatnot. And basically that's a done deal. She's already reserved the date. I just have to tell her that it's done for, the price and whatever, but we had to figure out the budget and things like that. There's gonna be decorations at graduation and things like that as well. I do like the idea of having something out front that's congratulations, graduates, will miss you, or whatever it is, or some kind of inspirational thing. I like the idea of something we can use over and over again and have it the
Absolutely.
last week of the school,
Yep.
all the time out there. Yeah, I don't know, we could maybe try to do something with a photo op with Walter, but I don't know if that's gonna be built into
Well, it doesn't
the
necessarily have to be
picnic
with Walter,
or
but
graduation
just
or
with,
whatever,
like,
yeah.
the Antioch upper grade sign behind it,
Yeah.
so that it's got the school and congratulations graduate.
Yeah, because graduation will not be here,
Right.
it'll be at Antioch,
The high school, yeah.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they can't get any pictures here. And if they don't go to the dance, like,
Well, but the stuff with the dance, that's gonna be with friends,
right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
And it'll say something like AUGS class of 2022, I gotta make up the little photo strip for
Yeah.
it or whatever, but,
or if we do the banner and we position it so that they could get it with the school in the back, I think that'd be cute.
we could, well, we can tell, once it's up, we can tell people suggestions to go do that. If you
Absolutely.
wanna go take a picture, go take a picture.
Yeah.
Tag the
It doesn't
boosters.
have to be a certain time frame.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, as long as it's in
Whenever.
that week or whatever,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
Maybe just a banner.
I think a banner is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Unless we said,
graduates.
hey, from this time to this time, Walter will be there if you wanna take a picture with Walter out there, we
Yeah,
try to
that would
get
be
somebody
cute
to
too.
be out there
That would be cute. too.
doing that. I don't know, maybe that's too
Or
corny.
maybe the last day of school, have Walter out there, I don't know,
Mm,
we could see.
No,
it.
I wouldn't do last day of school, it would be some other time
Yeah.
during that time, because it's,
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be busy,
yeah.
from what I
that's
saw.
true. Well, we'll get the banner and we'll figure out the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let me work something up on that. If you guys have ideas for wording, let me know, but I'll send it to you guys, see what you think, and then we'll.
You're pretty good at wording, I'm not gonna lie.
I think it should say something like win the day or
Yeah.
great, something.
Yeah,
with
win the
their-
day, that would be good to incorporate that into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
win the day graduates,
Yeah.
something like.
Yeah,
I'll work,
just so
I'll
that you
noodle
know
that.
that we're acknowledging them.
No, yes,
Yeah.
I totally agree. I think
And
that,
something we can use every year.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Easy.
I did
So don't
order
worry
the
about it.
stickers that we approved like back in the fall, and I was sitting
Yeah.
on waiting for a special deal, never saw the special deal come through, so I just ordered them.
See.
But we ordered 1,000 of them, so that'll be enough to cover us for at least this year and then the next 2 classes.
Perfect.
Probably some left over from that as well, because I think the class this year is like 295 or something like that, so it's a little under 300. So, but I don't know, this might be a smaller class than the 7th grade or 6th graders, some of those classes fluctuate.
Right,
So,
perfect.
all right. Okay, so Staff Appreciation Week, we have an idea for this. Melissa, when you get a chance, no rush, you're gonna take a pass at the sign-up
Yeah.
geniuses for that. When that's done, let me know and I'll get it pushed out there. I will reach out about the tablecloths and make sure that we can order those for them, or make sure that it's done, taken care of. Let's look for the treasure chest. Julie, if you have ideas for the buried treasure scavenger hunt,
Yep.
let us know with that,
Let's
and
start
I'm gonna let you
researching
kind of take the lead on that portion.
Yep.
Then as far as breakfast goes, Melissa, I think you were gonna talk about pizza.
Yep.
And Julie, you were gonna talk to Love and Oven about leftover, well, I don't wanna say leftover, about really well aged coffee cakes. For that, yeah, exactly. Extra lovin'.
Yep.
And then I will reach out and work on the Principal Day celebration stuff and try to come up with stuff on that, and I'll reach out to you guys on that. If anybody else had any ideas that are online that you didn't say, or you think of something later on, post it on this thread and we will take a look at it and see what we can do from there. And then as far as the May Warrior Night, I will work on getting the information out to the elementary schools and trying to get that out in front of as many 5th graders as we possibly can.
Yeah.
So I can even maybe reach out to the district and maybe they can help us with that as well. So as part of their end of year activities.
Yeah.
And
And-
if you make the flyer, I can just drop it off at each school.
Yeah, well, if we make the flyer, what I would need to know is how many are in each class from the different schools, and then we'll just print it through the print shop and have them deliver the right amount to the right school
Okay.
and do it. So I appreciate that, but I think, but if we're gonna pay them to do it, they'll do it that way and it'll be
Yeah.
fine. So I think that'll work out that way if we need to.
Okay.
I think that's everything I had. Other than, please volunteer if you're still on. Please volunteer for Friday night if you can.
Yeah.
So I know, like, I reached out to some high schoolers that I know, and some of them said I have pre-existing things going on this Friday, but they were in for May. So May should be a good one, which will probably, if we have the added 5th graders in there, we're probably going to need
Quite a
extra
bit.
help
Yeah.
on that one. So, and we do have to sign up for May too. So you can sign up for the other one if you can't make this one. The other thing that was there when I was talking to Mrs. Mallon, she was asking me about the Warrior Night and how we ran things, because I guess student council is going to do a dance, an end of year dance or event, whatever, in like early May, like the week before ours, I think. And so I was giving her, this is what we do and whatever, and I said, this is what we do. Didn't work the best, so we changed it to this, and still not the best. We're still working on it, but this is kind of what we've done, whatever. And part of it was, trying to get the pre-sign up. So I had offered to her, and I need to follow up with her. It sounded like she was interested, but I needed more information. I offered to set up through our Cheddar Up, like pre-sales for her, and then whatever she earned, we would just turn that money back over to student council at the end. I didn't think anybody had an objection to that, so we might be helping with that. I think she was also talking about using the ping pong tables, and I said, well, we have the balls and the paddles, just let me know and you can can borrow those, for that,
We
so.
can help volunteer too.
Well, and that was the other
Yeah.
thing, is volunteers, so we may wanna create a sign up for that, but I need to follow up. It was right before spring break when I met with her
Yeah,
on that stuff, so,
exact times and then let me know.
yeah, exactly, we can set that up and try to get volunteers for that as well. So, that's everything.
Okay,
Got a lot to work
yeah,
on.
absolutely.
All right.
Successful meeting.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sign off now.